this is a
Toyota.
This is a salvage title 1987 Toyota Corolla. And yet somehow this is better than the MK4 Supra. In this video I will show you how to make this thing drive. I will show you how to do two kinds of rigs, a simple one and an advanced one. And at the end I will show you how to make this thing drift. Yes, I am aware that this car is front wheel drive. Alright, over here is the car that we're gonna be rigging. It's a simple two-door sedan, and the goal for this car is just to make the wheels animatable as well as the body. Now if you're going to be following this tutorial, I would recommend to get a model that I will be providing to you in the description. It is basically a simplified version of this car, so that this way it will be a lot easier for you to understand what I'm trying to explain, since this model has a lot less parts, and so that you don't just blatantly follow the tutorial and instead you learn something new. So this model will be in the description. This will be just a practice model that you can practice vehicle rigging on, and you can use it wherever you want. I don't care. Yeah, so let's just see what you would do when you first have a car. Depending on if it's a free model car or a car that you made yourself. With a car that you made yourself, you can ungroup it, you can do whatever you want with it since you know what it's made out of. With free model cars, I generally do not recommend to ungroup them, since sometimes it will break and then it will lag everything for you. So I do not recommend ungrouping free model cars. But since I made this car myself, I can ungroup it knowing that nothing bad will happen. Now the first thing we would want to do is identify the biggest part in the car, which in this case is this body part over here. Yeah, and this is going to be the main part of our car. Like a torso on a humanoid rig, this will be a torso of the car, you could say. But we're going to be naming this part body, or the body part of the car. Right, and now we have 4 wheels over here. Now I want to point out that the wheel is actually a model made out of 2 parts. It is the rim and then the wheel. Now we have the wheels over here, so we will just group these wheels in a separate group like this. Now they're grouped and they're in one model, so that they can be separate from the body, since we're gonna want to attach the said wheels to the body of the car. Now what we would do is we would select the whole body of the car. Make sure that your wheels are not selected, so that's the only stuff that you should have selected, and then you group it. So we have the wheel model, and then we have this body model, which should be separate. Now the wheel model we're actually gonna name it wheels, and then the body model we're gonna name body. Alright, now we can open the body model, and in here we can see all these parts. Now over here is the body part that we originally named and chose for it to be our main part. Now let's actually group both the wheel model and the body model together, and we will name it the car model, or this will be our car rig. Inside we have the body model and the wheel model, so let's go ahead and open up the body model. So I'm going to show you what you would need to do next. You would want to insert a basic part, just a part, and then we're going to want to size it to the car. You don't have to scale it to the whole car, doesn't need to be 100% accurate, but I have been doing this for years and I like doing it, so I just recommend to do the same thing. Now we're gonna name this part something original, since it has to be different from everything else in the car model. So I'm gonna name it car part. Now this part will act as a humanoid root part in a normal character rig. but since it's a car, we'll just name it car part. Alright, now the part is over here. We can actually change the transparency of it. We'll just set transparency to 1 since we don't want to actually look at the part. We want to look at the car. Now we're going to select the car model, and then over here in the properties, we're going to go down here to the primary part. We're going to click on it, and then we're going to select the car part. So now this car part is the primary part of our model. So, yeah. Now, assuming that you had already downloaded Moon Animator, over here when you go to the plugins tab, there will be your Moon Animator, character insert, and Easy Weld. We're gonna be using Easy Weld today. We're gonna open it up and select the model tab since we will need it in a second. Oh, actually no, my bad. Not to the model tab, go to the parts tab. Select the car part and then the body part. Make sure that you select it in this order. So that it adds the weld to the car part instead of the body part. If we did it the other way around, it would have added this weld into the body part instead of the car part, which we wanted to be in the car part. So let's actually test what we just did. Let's go ahead and open up Moon Animator, and when you're gonna add the car to the Moon Animator, it will say that it's a rig over here. That means that you did everything correctly. Now, as you may notice, the only thing that really moves is this body part that you originally selected as the part that's going to be the main part of your car. Now, we don't want that. We want the whole thing, these other parts to move with the car. Now, this is where the organization comes in becomes important. Since we group this body model includes everything besides the wheels, all we can just do is select the body model, then the body part, go over here to Easy Weld, Model, and press Weld Model. Now, as you may have noticed, it had added all of these welds into this body part. Now, allow me to explain what welds are. Welds are basically, for example, this part has been welded to this part over here, and that's what welds are. So now if we go ahead and open up Moon Animator and test the car, all these other parts move with the car, except for the wheels, since the wheels are in a separate model. So all of the parts that are inside of this body model are now attached to the body part, which is great. That's exactly what we want. But now we want to attach the wheels, and we want the wheels to be animatable. We want to move the wheels and be able to animate them. Now, what you're gonna do is, first, we don't have them organized. They're just model, 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 and we can't have that. So let's go ahead and go through every wheel and name each wheel. Now, the way I like to do it is, first of all, identify what your wheel is. This is a front left wheel. So you're gonna put F for front and then L for left. Now for this tire, this is a rear left tire. So you're gonna put R for rear and then L for left. And then this tire is front right. So you're gonna put F for front and then R for right. And then this is rear right, so you're gonna put 2 R's. Now we had named the models, but since we could have just, if this wheel was a single part, we could have just attached that single part to the model and it would have been animatable. But since this wheel is made out of 2 parts, you're gonna have to do the exact same thing you did with the body part, which is basically weld all the other parts to the model. But we only have 2 over here, so let's go over here to the front left tire. Now we have the disc, and then you have the tire. The tire is the bigger part, so we're gonna set that as our main part of this model. We're gonna name it front left tire, just as you named the model. And now we're gonna select them both, and then weld the model. Now we're gonna go ahead and do this for every single tire. So for example, this is a rear left tire. Select the bigger part or this tire, then go ahead and do rare left, and then weld model, and then go ahead and do that for all the other parts. Alright, so now as you can see, all of the wheels are organized, they're all named, and all of the wheels are welded, and they're ready to be attached to the body part. Now let's go ahead, select the body part, and then attach every single one of the wheels. Now go ahead and press join in place, and what you may have noticed is that in the body part, it has added this little thing, which is what we want to see. Now let's go ahead and do that for every single wheel, adding those wheel parts to the body part. Alright, so now that we had attached everything, let's go ahead and test in our Moon Animator and see how did our rig build. Now, you may have noticed is that all of these parts are, we have the body part, we have the tires, the rear tire, the rear left, front right, and then front left. And as you can see, we can move the body and the wheels will move with it, and then we can also animate the wheels. So this is great. This is like the most basic rig you can make. It's very simplistic, easy to understand. Now next I'm going to show you how to make a bit more a very advanced one where you are going to be able to open all the doors. Okay, so now the second car is going to be the exact same thing as this one, but instead all of the doors are going to be animatable. So you can open the doors, you can close the doors, and they're gonna rotate around the hinge. So I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. So let's go ahead and group this car, and we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did with the last one. So we found the body part, we have the wheels over here. We're just gonna group the wheels into a separate model, group as a model, name the model wheels. And now what we're gonna do is actually select all the things that we're gonna be animate, and all those things are gonna be the hood, the trunk, and the doors. Oops, yeah, and the doors. We're gonna group them into a separate model, and we're gonna name it other. The model does not have to be named this way, but I just like naming it this way for better organization, and so that I can easily find all the things I need, just in case. So now we can group everything else except we're gonna deselect the wheels and then deselect the other model. Group it as a model, and in the body model we have the body, and the wheels stay in a separate model, and the doors and other movable components stay in the other model. We're gonna name this model body again, and we're just gonna drop the wheel model. We're gonna group the wheel model and the body model together, group as a model, and we're just gonna name it car 2 because we already have a model named car. So we cannot have two models named the same thing, or otherwise the Moon Animator just won't be able to find this model. Okay, so this is what is grouped, and then these are not grouped. Now go ahead and rig this model as you would rig this car, avoiding these parts. Since they're in a separate model and they're outside of the car model, they won't be causing an issue. So you can rig this just like a normal car and there won't be any issues. Alright, so I just rigged it, and let me go ahead and quickly test it. Rig is here, body moves, and the wheels move. Now, as you may notice that the other model, which is literally named the other model over here. Give me a second. Right here. Here's the other model. It contains all of the parts that are gonna be animatable. So let's just go ahead and start with. Well, actually, let's put this other model into our car model. So it's over here next to the body model and the wheels model. I think we're gonna start with the door. We're gonna do this front left door. So we would name it front for this door being in the front, then L for left side of the car. Now, we could just name it like this, but if we go ahead and look over here, our wheels are already named in this way. So for example, we have the front left tire. So we need to come up with a different name. So what in this situation I like to do is I like to just add a D at the end, representing that it is a door. Now we could just do what we did with the wheels, pick a part and then weld that part and then connect it to the body model. However, if we do that, this door is going to be rotating around the center like this, which we don't want. We want the door to rotate around this point, so that's how real cars work, I think. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna insert another part, and we're gonna go ahead and center this part like around. I'm just lagging there for a second. We're gonna put this part like right here. Yeah, something like this, and just put it like that. Alright, so this is our door model, front left door, and this is this part. We're gonna name it front left door, and this is going to be the main part of this door model. So we'll just drop it in, and then we're gonna go ahead and weld it by first selecting the door model and then this new part we added. Actually, I think I'm gonna move it a bit closer, so like this. Yeah. Select the model, select the part, go ahead, open up easy weld, go to model, press weld model. Now it has created welds for this new part that we added. Now let's go ahead and test it in Moon Animator. Oh, my bad. We forgot to add the part to the body model. So let's go ahead and do that. Select the body model and then add this door part to the body model. Same thing as with the wheels, it's the exact same process, just slightly different. Now, rig model, okay. Here's the hinge, and as you can see, the door rotates around this point, which will make it really convenient to animate these doors. Now what you can actually do is you can make this part transparent so that it's not in your face, and just instead enjoy your animatable door like this. This is the exact same principle as with the wheels, just we are adding a part around which we're gonna weld the whole door model to. So this door, everything, all the parts in this door are welded to this part, and this is the only part that we can move, so that all these parts are attached to this part, they will move around this part. So we can go ahead and do that to all the other doors. This is going to be literally the exact same process for all the other doors, like for example this rear right door. But I will just show you one more example and we'll do the hood. So since this is a single part, there won't be no need to weld the model. Well, actually, there will be a need. Let's go ahead and insert the part around which the hood will be rotating, and we'll just try to estimate around where the hood is going to be rotating, so like about like that. yeah. And we're gonna name this part hood, and we'll just drop it into the other model. This is our hood part, like the actual hood, and then this is our hood part. We're gonna go ahead and group them together, so now they're in the model, and we're gonna name the model hood just like this part. Then go ahead, select the model, select this part that we added, and go ahead do weld this model. And then yeah, let's make the part transparent so we don't have to look at it. So add the car. Oh, I forgot again to add the part to the body model. So go ahead, select the body part, and then select the hood, this part that we added over here. Pull up easy weld, go to parts, and then press join in place. Okay, and here you go. The hood actually works. It's the same exact principle for all the other parts. I don't really see a need in me showing you how to do it for every single door, since it's the exact same principle. Now let's go ahead and move on to animating drifting. This is the card that we're going to be using for this animation. It is a Volvo 240, and I'm going to be doing this one because I'm not going to be showing it for that card. It's front wheel drive, not realistic. This car is rear wheel drive in real life, and I modeled it really well, so I'm just going to flex my build. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do, so I'll just be showing you like a basic drift where a car drifts around this cone, doing circles, like a donut drift, I guess you could say. So we're gonna go ahead into character inserter. It's right next to Moon Animator and Easy Weld. Character inserter, there, and you're gonna go to presets, and then you're gonna insert an R6 character. We're just gonna put him here. We can name, we're gonna name him later. First of all, in here we have the humanoid root part and the torso. These two things we're gonna keep. So you're gonna delete the right leg, right arm, left leg, left arm, and then the head. So after you delete everything, you should have the humanoid root part, and torso. We're gonna name the R6 the 240 Volvo. It's actually Volvo, whatever, it's fine. Now this is our car model. I'm just gonna change it to car model, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the car model inside of this, the torso. Yeah, inside the torso model. Oops. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is select the torso, and then go ahead into the car model, body, and then you're gonna look for the body part of the car, and then select it. Now we're gonna go ahead, go over to Easy Weld, and press join in place. Okay. Now let's go ahead and test. So now you should get this new keyframe that says torso, and if we go ahead and rotate it, the car rotates around this point, so we can actually make the car drift. Now you can use this, you can animate it and use this in many different ways. So for example, you could do a 180 drift or just a 90-degree drift. The possibilities are endless. Yeah, so I will just demonstrate like a very basic donut drift. So we're gonna position the torso here, and I actually want to move the car so that it's like about at the center of the torso, and we're gonna give it a bit of distance. I think I'm gonna pick it up mid drift, so we're just gonna position it like this. The torso and the body keyframes are here. Okay, we're gonna move this over here, and then we'll just rotate it. So we're not gonna rotate it like all the way like this, because if we do that, then it will just do this. It will do it the opposite way of what we want. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and turn it and make it go just like below 180 degrees. So I did like 175, right? So we're gonna put 175, and now if we do it, it does it in the correct direction. Now we can move the timeline over here just a little bit, and then move it a bit more. That was 16 degrees. So it just, yeah, it just did that. And then we can move the rest of the way, and then rotate it another 180 degrees. So 170 degrees, we'll do 170. So we can actually loop this, and as you can see, it will, yeah, it drifts. Now we can actually make it faster. Like, oh, I'm gonna make this a bit faster. There we go. So you see, we just do something like that, something goofy like that. Now, what we can actually do is we can move the body out, so it's like moving out and then just rotating it. So like it's, the car is, creates like this cool drift effect. Or instead we can just like move it closer to the cone, like this. So it's gonna go, and then it's just like coming closer to the cone. You can add smoke and everything, but this is like the very basic thing of drift, like how to animate drift. You can animate the wheels and everything. You can definitely play around with this, but I think for this tutorial this will be it, and everyone, thank you for watching.